Hey everyone, I know everything's crazy right now with the pandemic and COVID-19, and everybody's under a lot of pressure, especially parents. And I've been getting a lot of questions from my clients and parents who are sharing custody of children. There's been no directive from the courts here in South Carolina. As you may know, all the courts here are closed down. The family courts are closed through May 1st. And so that's left a lot of people wondering how to operate right now. And so wanted to just provide some guidance and answer some questions that I've been getting a lot. The American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers has put out a 7-point guide, and I want to just kind of run through that real quick with you. I thought it was a very good guide and answers a lot of questions, and thought it might be helpful to parents dealing with shared custody. So the first point is to be healthy. And what they mean by that is just to model good behavior for your children. Make sure you're washing your hands, you're cleaning surfaces regularly, and following all the CDC guidelines, and trying to protect your family and your children. The second one is to be honest with your children about the seriousness of what's going on. But make sure that we're doing it in an age-appropriate way. So I think it's good to encourage our children to ask questions of us and try to answer as truthfully and accurately as we can. But we want to make sure that we're also doing our best to not scare them and inundate them with 24/7 news like a lot of us may be wanting to watch. It's important to understand that the kids' stress level reacts to that in a different way than in adults. And so it's important to temper the news with other activities as well. Third, if you have an existing court order which deals with custody and visitation, it's important to remain compliant with that order. Right now, with the courts being closed, there's really not an enforcement mechanism. They're only hearing emergency hearings, and generally speaking, a denial of visitation is probably not going to rise to the level of an emergency that would get you in front of a judge. But during this time, it's important to remain compliant as best you can. It's my feeling that once the courts reopen, that parents who have used COVID-19 as a way to deny the other parent contact or visitation with the children will likely be dealt with harshly. So keep in mind that those orders remain in effect until there's a court order saying something different. Fourth, be creative. This virus and the social distancing is causing a lot of us to have to change our plans. And when vacations get canceled or parents lose time with the children for other reasons, try to get with that co-parent and get creative about how we can make up the time or encourage some additional phone contact, FaceTime, those sorts of things. Anything that we can do to help nourish the parent-child relationship with our co-parent is going to be good for the child and make you look good in front of the court if it has to come to that. Okay, be transparent. So I think what they're talking about here is making sure that your co-parent knows if there's a serious concern that you or someone in your household has been exposed to the virus. So let's be transparent and letting the other parent know what's going on, getting tested. If the child is showing any symptoms of COVID-19, get together with your co-parent and make sure that y'all have a plan in place and try to come to an agreement about the best way to handle that. Next, be generous, and that goes back to what we were saying earlier about trying to encourage make-up time to the best of your ability. If they're losing a week at the beach with the co-parent because the hotel is shut down or the beach is shut down, then let's try to figure out a way that they can get that time in, because studies show that children need time with both parents, and as best we can accommodate that, the better it's going to be for the child. Be understanding. And so, the entire country is under enormous pressure right now, as we all know, financial pressures especially. And so be understanding if the other parent who is supposed to be paying you support, if they come up short a little bit. Let's try to accommodate that as best we can, given the unemployment and the downturn in the economy right now. Let's hope that it's just a temporary. On the other side of that, if you're the parent that's supposed to be paying support, you should keep paying it to the extent that you're able. So that means just because you can't pay the full amount doesn't mean that you can't pay anything. And even if you're only able to make a partial payment, you should be doing that. Remember, that support is for the child, not for the co-parent. And so we need to be doing everything we can to help our children through this pandemic. If you have any questions, give me a call. You shoot me a direct message on Facebook. My office number is 803-708-1258. I'm happy to talk to you. I know we could all use a little guidance in this crazy time. Thanks.